Since 2004, South Lanarkshire Council has commemorated the Holocaust by having events throughout South Lanarkshire and in various schools, primary schools and secondary schools, and many young people have been ignorant to the worst atrocity that took place in the 20th century. So during those years from 2004 until now, this is the 7th event year, we have been trying to inform young people, making them aware of the issues and what happened during the Second World War and before. And certainly today, the 27th of January, is the 65th anniversary. There's a range of events taking place where we're trying to inform young people through music, art, drama of the Holocaust itself.
Hamilton Grammar School is hosting this year's Holocaust Memorial event. I'm very proud that the school has been chosen to do this. Schools from the whole of the Hamilton area will be represented, including both primary and secondary. The head boy and head girl of Hamilton Grammar will be linking what will be a very thought-provoking and evocative programme. The focus of this is the legacy of hope. The pieces that will be performed tonight have involved young people in relating directly to the events, the terrible events which often took place in times past.
When Hitler's armies conquered France in 1940, Jews and other people came under attack.
Through the medium of art, drama, music and poetry, children and young people are able to express themselves. They're able to talk about their feelings, their hopes for the future, and it has a profound effect on the people in the audience, their family, their friends, their peer groups.
For Holocaust Memorial Day, the children from St Athanasius Primary in Carluke are performing a short drama which is called Rescued from the Holocaust, which was inspired by the real-life events of a US journalist stroke refugee worker by the name of Varian Fry.
By exposing young children to the horrors of the Holocaust without being too graphic about it, children get the opportunity to discuss it with their peer group, with their families, and to realise that in future generations it's what they choose to do that makes a difference to our world.
We feel as educators that this will prepare them better to deal with the real challenges that they will meet in the world, including discrimination and prejudice, and help arm them to deal with the challenges that are sometimes posed in our society.
I think it's important that they understand the issues about discrimination, issues about race, and challenging our own behaviour and how we treat other people because of their colour or because of their religion, that we're trying to inform them about diversity and cultural awareness.
Because we've really enjoyed working on the play, we're all looking forward to presenting it tonight and really showing people what the world was like.
And Fry saw firsthand how they were treated.
He saw young Nazi thugs smash up Jewish owned shops, and he watched in horror as they dragged people out into the streets and beat and kicked them.
They have actually really learned a lot from the story of Varian Fry and about the Holocaust and the events of that itself. And yesterday they performed for the first time that particular drama in front of their peers within the school, which had a great reception from all of the children, and they had a question and answer session after it, which they themselves were able to answer lots of the questions about the play and about aspects of the Holocaust.
The play was very interesting because Varian Fry was a very good American. It was very interesting researching him and finding out about him.
During this week, Holocaust Memorial Week, every school, secondary and primary, throughout South Lanarkshire and the 4 learning communities has had the opportunity to come together and to present their feelings, their views on the Holocaust, and to share their experiences with the wider community to make sure that these events will never happen again.
All of the schools taking part tonight are fully conscious of the significance of this event and have worked hard in preparing for it. We all take a great deal of effort to involve our pupils in learning activities that make them think about the terrible lessons from the Holocaust and other genocides from around the world.
And really what a lot of schools have chosen to do is to look at how we can look at the tragedies that's happened and how we can learn from those and become more hopeful, and really how we can make a more peaceful society. So really what are our hopes, our desires and our dreams to make everybody be equal and live in a more inclusive society.
Each performance added something different, opened a new door, opened my eyes to see what really did happen, and not just from what we saw in the media, and it was from people that lived through the event.
Lanarkshire Primary School was brilliant in performing The Boy in Striped Pyjamas because they'd read the book in their English class. Because they're that age, their understanding of what this wee boy was feeling from both sides, from the boy behind the bars and the boy who's looking in at the bars, and it's just really, really effective.
Addington Grammar's music department really moved me with the performance of the theme from Schindler's List. Really added to the emotion of the night, and it really captured the audience and moved every single person in here tonight.
I think this evening it's very important that we listen to what the young people are actually saying, and I think this is what's significant about these events, is listening to the young voices of a generation that's up and coming, and looking at how we can learn from not just the events in World War II, but looking at such genocides that's happened in Bosnia and Darfur and various different things, and really making sure that we get a message across to everybody in society across the world. And I think what makes this time of year very significant is that really as a world as a whole, united, we are coming together as one voice to try and say that we want to make a change and that we want to have a more hopeful and peaceful society.
The lessons that I think we've got to learn is be friends, don't be cruel and treat everybody the same, because everybody is the same.
They're different religions, different skin, doesn't matter anything, they're still the same as you. Make friends, don't fight, and you'll be happy. Know that silence isn't the answer, and when we see prejudice and racism and injustice, we know that we have to stand up to it and we have to fight against it.
It's good to learn about these kind of things, to learn from the past, so that we can move on in the future and make sure we don't make the same mistakes twice.
I never thought my life would end this way. It started just like an ordinary day, and now my family's gone. I've had to run for my life.
Although the Holocaust happened 65 years ago, our television screens and our newspapers are still filled with the horrors of genocide, and I think that's why it's so important that our children today learn to be tolerant of society and the diversities that exist within our society.
So the hope this evening is that through the variety of issues that's coming through, the variety of work that the young people have created and worked many months to showcase this evening is coming through, that we are going to have a legacy of a hope for a more peaceful society.